What's up guys, and welcome back to another Wine Crypto video. Swift just dropped a massive confirmation about ISO 222 and blockchain integration, and guess what? XRP is sitting pretty right at the center of this financial revolution. If you've been waiting for this institutional validation, this is it. We're about to dive deep into why this changes everything for XRP holders. Alright, let's break down what just happened, because this is absolutely huge for the XRP ecosystem. Energex just posted something that's got the entire crypto community buzzing, and honestly, it doesn't get much clearer than this. There's actually a clip where David Schwartz explains something crucial. He basically said, I'm paraphrasing here, the banks have been asking why they can't effectively use blockchains, and his answer was simple. The messaging infrastructure was garbage, but now ISO 222 and the Swift migration is fixing that exact problem. Watch this.
One of many contributors. We are a registration authority, which means we do a lot of development work and maintenance work, but we don't own the standard. It's not restricted to the Swift network. There's a lot of market infrastructures that use ISO 222, but not using the Swift network, and a lot of institutions also use ISO internally. So it's not restricted to the Swift network. It's associated with the XML syntax, but it's syntax agnostic. So we see a lot of developments around APIs that are ISO-based. We even see blockchain developments that are built on the ISO data dictionary. So whilst XML is used at the moment, predominantly it can be used in different technologies in the future as well. And really, just in a nutshell, it's a methodology for developing financial messaging standards, and it introduces this utopian world of universal financial messaging, which is what we're all striving for at the moment, with both the cross-border migration and these domestic migrations that are happening in parallel.
Did you catch that? Let me highlight the key points from what we just heard. The Swift representative made it crystal clear. ISO 222 isn't locked into just the Swift network. We're seeing market infrastructures everywhere adopting this standard, and here's the kicker, they specifically mentioned blockchain developments built on the ISO data dictionary. This is exactly what we've been talking about, folks. They're creating this utopian world of universal financial messaging. Their words, not mine, and XRP has been positioned for this moment since day one. Now there's a fresh article that dropped today. XRP advantage grows as Swift confirms ISO 222 blockchain integration. The timing here is absolutely perfect, and the implications are staggering. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. A prominent analyst called Smoke highlighted a pivotal statement directly from Swift acknowledging blockchain systems based on the ISO 222 data dictionary. This isn't just some random tweet or speculation. This is Swift, the organization behind trillions of dollars in cross-border transactions, officially recognizing blockchain integration. So let me explain why ISO 222 is such a big deal, because this isn't just another regulatory buzzword that gets thrown around. This represents a complete overhaul, a sweeping global standard for electronic data interchange between financial institutions. Think about it this way. Right now, we have fragmented legacy systems that are basically held together with digital duct tape. ISO 222 is replacing all of that chaos with unified language that enhances interoperability, transparency, and data richness across the world. As the world shifts towards real-time payments and digital assets, ISO 222 is literally the backbone supporting this entire evolution. And Swift isn't just participating here. They're leading this migration effort, guiding banks and financial networks through what they're calling a seamless transition. RippleNet, their global payment network, was designed from the very beginning to support ISO 222 messaging. This makes Ripple one of the earliest blockchain companies to align with these standards. But here's something most people don't know. Ripple was actually on the ISO bodies board. They helped develop the stuff behind the scenes. XRP is a utility token built to thrive in a harmonized, standards-driven global payments landscape. And speaking of institutional adoption, Ripple is ready to offer bank-grade custody solutions. Wall Street crypto custody services have been seen as some of the most advantageous advancements in this space. Check out what they're rolling out: simplified onboarding, XRP tokenized asset support, pre-configured policy frameworks, real-time compliance monitoring, and a completely new user interface because, let's be honest, you've got to have a good looking UI, right? So look at the list of financial institutions already trading in custody. Bank of America, BlackRock, BNY Mellon, CBOE, Charles Schwab, CME, Deutsche Bank, Fidelity, Franklin Templeton, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, PayPal, Societe Generale, and UBS. We've shown this video clip before, but this is worthy repeating. Watch this.
Something stated by Brad Garlinghouse that a lot of people overlook is that where we are right now in crypto is the extremely early days. He compares Ripple to Amazon when Amazon was only selling books. And the thing that I think a lot of people have a hard time looking past is how Ripple used XRP in the past versus how they're going to use it moving forward. Does it make sense for me to pay someone a $500 service fee with XRP?
And here's another video with another perspective on this.
People don't realize how early they are in this market. If Bitcoin's at 100K and we're talking about a $14 million Bitcoin, that means you are early. If XRP is at $2 or $3 and we're talking about a $37, $50 XRP, that means you are early. If Cardano's going to $10, that means you are early. It's so crazy. It's so insane to be in this market all the time. Every 24 hours. Every 24 hours, we get some kind of crazy big news, both here and on the other channel and everywhere else sprinkled around us. Assets are clearly the answer. They're the only thing outpacing inflation, and inflation's about to get even worse.
But let's talk reality for a second. Assets are clearly the answer for what's happening economically. They're the only thing that's outpacing inflation, and inflation is about to get even worse. And if you hated inflation over the last few years, buckle up. It's going to be worse. Could we stop this inflation? Can it not be as bad? Well, you'd really need to eliminate the tariffs. Tariffs are inherently inflationary, and most businesses simply can't absorb 10, 15%, or even 30% tariffs. They don't have that kind of profit margin built into what they're selling, so prepare to pay more for absolutely everything. And you guys, I have a special trick for you, which nobody seems to be using, and I cannot wrap my head around why. Because if you sign up through my link down in the description onto the BTCC exchange, you get a 10% deposit bonus, and now stay with me here. Now here comes the important part. If you have any trading capital on any other exchange and you move it to your newly created BTCC account, you get, on top of your capital you moved, another 10% extra trading capital. As an example, so if you move or deposit 100K to your account, you get 10K for free. I'm not kidding. I really don't understand why nobody's doing this. To me, it really seems like people sometimes are too lazy or just don't like free money. I mean, like, I cannot make that account for you. You will need to do that yourself, alright? So let's jump back into the video. Now there's talk about Ripple versus SEC with a crucial date of June 16th that XRP holders should monitor. But honestly, I hate this. How many times have you looked at a specific date, gotten hyped up, and then it just blows past us with everyone pretending they never mentioned it? If something happens, great, we'll address it when it happens. But until then, I don't want to hear anything more about Ripple settlement dates. If they really wanted this resolved, they'd figure it out. So we just need to wait. Here is something more concrete. Hashkey Group just listed XRP for institutional investors in Asia. Usually, these new services get rolled out for institutional investors first, and then after it's established with institutions, it rolls out to retail customers through banks and financial institutions. I expect we're going to see more rollouts like this with these types of new technologies and services. Now, I want to address something important that could affect you if you're in the United States or if your country does significant trade with the US and uses dollars. Jamie Dimon made some concerning comments about the bond market. Let me play this clip. It's important.
You are going to see a crack in the bond market, okay? It is going to happen. And I tell this to my regulators, some of who are in this room, I'm telling you it's going to happen, and you're going to panic. I'm not going to panic. We'll be fine. We'll probably make more money, and then some of my friends will tell me that we like crises because it's good for JP Morgan Chase.
So what exactly is he talking about here? Because this is serious stuff. The quote is clear. You're going to see a crack in the bond market, okay? It's going to happen. He's telling regulators directly that this fracture is inevitable and they're going to panic when it occurs. Dimon clarified that while he wouldn't panic, he expects others, including regulators and market participants, to do exactly that when this fracture happens. What does he mean by a crack in the bond market? We're talking about a significant disruption in the normal functioning of government or corporate bond markets. This could show up as sharp sell-offs in treasury or other bond prices, leading to spikes in yields. We've already started seeing this play out. Our two biggest holders of US debt, Japan and China, have started dumping bonds in response to tariff policies, and yields on those bonds have begun rising. This makes it more expensive for the United States to service its debt. We're also looking at potential liquidity problems where buyers and sellers have difficulty transacting at reasonable prices, increasing market volatility, and potential loss of confidence in the US government's ability to manage its finances. We're definitely going to see panic among regulators and investors. There will likely be market interventions. I'm wondering if this is where crypto might come in to provide liquidity for a bond market crisis. Higher borrowing costs are inevitable, so if you're planning to buy a house, car, or dealing with credit cards, student loans, or personal loans, all of these will become more expensive. Broader financial instability is possible too. This type of disruption could have ripple effects, none pun intended, across global financial markets. While Dimon's warnings are significant given his position, some market participants and analysts aren't alarmed. They point to recent smooth treasury auctions and the tools available to the Fed and Treasury to address market stress. Interestingly, JP Morgan also stated that Ethereum upgrades have failed to enhance network activity. Maybe JP Morgan is looking for another blockchain to participate on. Just saying. Alright guys, that's a wrap on today's massive news and updates. We've covered Swift's ISO 20022 blockchain confirmation, Ripple's strategic positioning, market warnings, and institutional adoption. There's so much happening in the XRP ecosystem right now. If you got value from this deep dive, smash the like button, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and drop your thoughts about XRP's future in the comments below. I will catch you in the next one. Wine Crypto out.